Alright, welcome back. I'm going to see what we can get into today. And I think we're going to start with the SCX10 Pro. There you go. There it's in. So, start with the Pro. Just a little trash body for testing and stuff. But, so here's the Pro as it sits. Got a Mamba X. Spectrum 515. We got the Rock Pirates Kraken rails in the Reefs livery. Got all the Treal mounts all the way through it, and we got the Treal center pumpkins still running the stock outers, Treal hubs or C hubs, and Treal 10.3 knuckles. Rest of it is as it comes from Axial, and a Reefs raw 800 low profile servo, and the Castle, I believe that's actually a 3800. Yeah, it's a 3800 kV, and a Reefs 179 micro servo that takes care of the rear underdrive. So what can I possibly do? Oh yeah, and Treal wheels and Vanquish Wild Peak tires. So what else can I do to this thing? Well, we got the Treal one-piece axles. So oof, wow, that was violent. So in Treal fashion, they give you the oversized bearings, all the hardware that you could possibly need to put this axle housing in, and they give you a nice brass diff cover to go along with it. So yeah, it's one piece. Gets rid of the tube styles that Pro comes with, and you get the brass panhard mount. I believe that is where that goes. So yeah, that's pretty wicked. Now I run mine in the servo and axle setup, so I'll be using some, not using some, but I got the front and the rear. If you can tell, I put a new blade in my remove your skin knife. Jeez whiz. Wow. Rear axle housing, again, all one. It's got the trusses in it and oversized bearings and brass diff cover. Put that little bit of weight down there. Rear axle also comes with the bearings and the hardware to install it. So, pretty nice bit of kit, and we'll get started there. Alright, so I got the axle out. Nothing really to see there, just unbolting a few unbolts. So got the axle out, got the new one, took the bolts out. That is a hefty piece of brass. I think I'm going to forego that and reuse the red cover that came with the center chunk. So I'm going to get the rest of these stripped out here. Well, not stripped out, but taken apart. And bearings are new, so there's no point in replacing them. Get these pinch bolts. And there's that. So Treal also makes these ends for the axle tubes. The lower link mount on the one-piece axle is actually molded in there, machined in there, I should say. So no slide-on pieces to worry about. Well, like I said, they do make the slide-ons. If you wanted to replace that part, you can. They have these in brass. They give you the full set for the front and the rear, and the panhard mount. So those are also available. So we're just gonna start rebuilding this axle. So we'll throw our pinion back in, our bearing back on. The grease in here is still pretty well new. You can see where I packed it in the side. It's still got stiction on the gear teeth, so there's no point in putting more in it. It works. So we will put our cover screws back in. So roll this thing back down to its light setting. Of course, I dumped those two out. So there we got our center piece. I'll do something later with that. So then we got our chubs to put back on. Just going to reuse the hardware that I just took out because it's relatively new. It's in good shape. There's no... Ooh, pay attention, Jeremy. There's no real reason to start changing hardware out if I don't have to. So the nice thing is that reminder was the Treal logo. If you've spent more than a minute or bought more than a couple parts with Treal Hobby, their logo is designed to be upright so you can see the logo. It helps with parts alignments to get everything where they're supposed to be. It's definitely a big help. Did I did not. Yeah, that was dumb. Forgot to put my bearings in. That's why the axle's still there. Come on. Just use the tip of a wrench like an idiot just to pull them out. Or if you have a long screw, and put, if the head will go in there, that one won't. I had one around here that would. Anyway, I'll just go back to the way I was doing it. You can put it in there and kind of pop the bearing out. Put that bearing in. Or sometimes you can smack them and they'll walk out. But I know these are not going to do that for me. They need a little bit of movement. There it is. Pops right out. You can smack it out. I'll put the side back on first, since I already have the screw there. There we can imagine how many of you are like, no, stop, you gotta put the bearing in. But fair enough, we all make mistakes. I make more than my fair share along the way. So there's that. Of course I lost the 2 cups. So looks like one of them stayed in there. If you're not familiar with how these hats go in, the flange is always toward the C. The way I try to put them together is basically holding it level and then just let them slide together, rotate the knuckle up, and we can put our bolts back in. Like I said, these are 10-3 straight axle AR-45 knuckles. Going back in here, they are I'd say they're the same. I don't think that they're any different than the Pro. There's no real wear on these hats, but you can get them. You can get them separately if you lose one, or if you feel like they're wearing out. You can get them from Treal. Of course, that's not going to go the way I wanted it to. They never do. Get up in there. Oh. You're going to fight me, aren't you? Come on, you were in there. You lived in there for months. Maybe he wants to go on vacation. Maybe I need a vacation. There we go. Scoot you back up in there. And if you have a lot of trouble with these and they keep falling out, you can put a little dab of grease on them, and it'll get them to stay mostly in position. I'm just rolling the pinion with my other hand to get the shaft to line up. There they go. Let's see right in there. And I know having a one-piece axle kind of defeats the purpose and the point of the Pro axle being modular with steel tubes and adding weight and doing all those other things, but for simplicity and durability's sake, nothing beats a one-piece axle. Even if the C's are bolt on, at least they're replaceable, and you can change angles and all kinds of craziness on them. But I'll get this wrapped up, put back on the chassis, and then we'll be back. Alright, so there's the front axle, one piece installed. Everything's working the way it's supposed to work. It's just that easy. Now, I got the rear one to do, and then we'll be back. Alright, and there's the rear axle installed. So nice clean look, a little smoother on the tubes, none of the protruding link mount pieces underneath. So it's better. I don't know if it's perfect for everybody, but it is better, because as you can see, like the bottom screws, like there is some hang underneath of these tubes, where this is a much tighter tucked axle tube. And yes, Treal still has the riser built in. It is still built into the new one piece. You got one screw that goes through. The threaded part is in the center. It's not on the ends, so the meat of the locking of the screw is in the center, which I prefer than having the threads out on one end. The other end over time tends to walk out a little bit. But there you go. There's the straight axle, one-piece Treal axle installed on the 10 Pro. So there you go. Thanks for watching.